I wanted to share with you my 1/4" ratchet collection. I'll show you the one that I've been using for years, but then the past year or so, I found a new style that I really wanted, but it was not really in production and I couldn't find it. But then as my search for the past 6 or 8 months, I came across different styles of 1/4" ratchets and finally found, I think, was the ultimate of what I was looking for. So let's take a look at all of them and we can go over the pros and cons, or what I like and dislike about the different versions. So let's start with my SNK set and then we'll go through the others as we go further along. We'll move these out of the way. We'll bring this a little closer. So this is what I consider just a standard socket set. It's a complete set that comes in a blow molded case. It's an SNK model number 91844. It came with a complement of standard and metric socket sets. It had an extension, a long extension, a short extension, and over the years I've added the U-joint adapter and a socket. The reason why I keep it in here is because most of the time I will be using it with the socket set. So when I attach this to my drill, I'll know exactly where it is rather than leaving it somewhere else and having to hunt for it. So I always keep that in here. Now the one thing I don't like about the SNK sets is the way the ratcheting system works. As you can see here, it has a twist function to go in clockwise and counterclockwise. It's a little bit hard. It does have indents on it, but it's a little bit hard to move when your fingers are greasy. But I've lived with it, but I haven't really been happy with it. What I really like, this is my 3/8 set, is this has a lever action, so you go left and right depending on if you want to go clockwise and counterclockwise, and that's always been kind of nice. So other than that, I've liked it. It's got a nice contoured handle, and this feels nice in the hands. And this set has worked fine for me over the years, but I've tend to notice that when I'm working with 1/4" size bolts or screws, that you're going to be tending to use attachments to it. If you needed to reach a hex head or a Phillips head or some type of screw deep down, you could. This is always an option that you can attach one of these, get a 1/4" socket like that, and then you can add a bit. So this is like a Phillips bit, and then you can use this to reach in tight spaces rather than using a screwdriver. So this kind of makes it multi-purpose. So that's why I like using the 1/4" on smaller items, especially the small engine repair, or if you're just fixing or repairing things around the house. Most of the time you don't need a 3/8" socket because usually that's for more high torque applications. So about a year ago, I saw a post somewhere, I can't remember which forum it was, about a 1/4" set. I think it's used more in the bicycle industry. And what I liked about it, I'll try to find a picture of it. It was a ratchet set, but it also incorporated, turned it into a T-handle. I don't know if it was even being produced anymore. I did some Google searching and I really couldn't find it. Maybe it's out there and it's just not that big of a product used, but I think now you're going to see it more and more because of this one product that I found. So let me show you, but first let me show you my progress of going from what I found about 6 to 8 months ago to how I came to the product I wanted today. So about 8 months ago I came across this, and it's probably been around, but this just came into my world about 8 months ago. It's called the Tool Check Plus by WEA. And it is pretty cool. It's very compact and it's good for small repairs, or if you're maintenance and you want to keep your tool packs light, then this is perfect for it. So let me kind of break this out and show you what it has. So like I said, this is the WEA Tool Check Plus, and actually they have 2 different versions of this, or actually 3 different versions of it. This is the metric version because it comes with metric sockets. It also comes with a set that has standard sockets, but a lot of things I do has metric, so I wanted to have that. You can get this unit without the screwdriver handle, but I have to get with it, and so it is a little pricey. It comes up to be about I think $70 or $80. So it's not something cheap and disposable. You are putting a little bit of investment in it, but I think the functionality of it was pretty neat. and the compactness of it. So like I said, it does come with a screwdriver handle. It comes with the, let's do this. This is the hex head quick change adapter. And then it comes with the 1/4 inch socket. Now what makes this different and was getting close to what I was looking for was it has, see this, it has a pass-through hole that's a 1/4 inch size. So you can modify this multiple different ways. These accept all the 1/4 inch type adapters that you can just stick it in and use it whatever you need for your fastener. If you need to extend it, you can actually put it in here and then put your attachments in there like that, and they click in. So pretty convenient. So you just pop it out or push it forward, switch it out. If you want to use one of the sockets, it's got an adapter that you can put in there, and then you pull one of your sockets off and you can attach it, so then you can use it as a socket set. So there's a lot of different versions. But this wasn't completely what I wanted. It had the pass-through and also has the movable lever to go clockwise and counterclockwise, which I like. But there's something, the end, this is just a regular socket. It doesn't have the end that I want, which we'll go to, I'll show you in a minute. But this is a very nice set, and it works. It comes with lots of bits, Phillips heads, flat heads, that you could ever want. So it makes it very versatile when you need, in a pinch, a certain bit when you're putting something together or taking it apart. So for compactness, versatility, this is great. I like it. The price is a little hefty, but if you need something light to carry, it's even good for putting in your everyday toolbox or in your mobile toolbox. The whole reason I got this set was to make our everyday tool bag, which if you want to see the video of everything that we put in here, I'll have a link down below into the video description, and you can watch that video after this one. But this fit perfectly in the bag that I was storing everything in. So that's kind of the reason why I got it. That way you don't have to carry a bunch of different tools. You just have everything in one bag and pretty light to carry around. So for our next set, I wanted to show you, this is kind of a progression to where I ultimately wanted to get to. This is a Craftsman 1/4 inch drive set. I found this at a Goodwill for like $5 or $7. I can't remember the exact price, but if you want to see the origin stories of it, you can check out the video. Link is in the description below. And we found a few items there, but I went into detail about this unit. So this was a Craftsman set, sold in Sears, probably in the late 80s, early 90s. So definitely has some age on it. What I like about this is basically a standard 1/4 inch drive with the socket end on it. It does have the lever for clockwise and counterclockwise that I like. The handle is a little bit longer than the WEA, so you get a little bit a better grip on it, and I like that. But it doesn't, it's more of a progression to where we want to be for the type of set that I was looking for. But because it was so cheap, and I just had to have it. What it came with, originally, it didn't come with these socket sets. Oh, I'm sorry. Originally it didn't come with these star bits, but the difference between this set and the WEA set is if you want to use anything with a different drive on it, it would have to come with a 1/4 inch socket adapter on it to be able to use it. Now this, I think the person who owned it last used it for small engine because he has a T15, T20, and T25 bits in here. And actually the bonus was, you can see it on there, but this is actually Snap-on branded socket sets or adapters. And that was pretty neat to find that in there. I don't think this socket adapter was in there either, but it came with it. But what got this closer to what we were interested in is that you can make this set into a T-handle. So you have a T-bar, you put your socket on there, and you can get a lot of leverage on it, or you can even slide it down to the end and make it into a long bar, and you get a little bit more leverage on that too. So I was looking for something with a T-handle on it. It also comes with a cute little 1/4 inch breaker bar, which, I mean, I don't It's good to have, but I don't know how much really you're going to be torquing down on something that you need this one. But it's nice to have. It's a complete set. Came with a socket extension. Came with an extra one. And this was another brand, Hollowell extension set too. So he had an extra one. So that's kind of what this has. So it's kind of there's a lot of pieces to this set, but it's just neat to have. And I was very interested to find that at a Goodwill and very surprised. Let's get that out of the way. Now this is what brings us here. This is what basically the set that I saw online and I couldn't find finally came out. Harbor Freight made their Icon line of exactly that same setup. I don't know if it's not exactly the same, but it had everything that the other one had. And let me show you. I haven't even opened this yet. So let's take a look. I haven't got to use it or play with it, so I'm not really sure exactly what's in there except what was on the picture of the box. Now, this being Icon, this is their higher end line, and this case is pretty fancy. It's a nice plastic with rubber molding, and it's very nice. And the thing is this was only $40, where the WEA was $80, and that Craftsman, if you can go on eBay, it is I think $30 because it's vintage. It has this little, you push the button there and it opens up. So you can see this socket set has a few less items in it than what our Craftsman had, but that's okay. This actually has the exact same items as in the Craftsman set, but is a little bit more versatile. The way I say, reason I say that is the whole reason I wanted something like this is because on the end of this socket, they add a 1/4 inch adapter to it. So what you can do is you take your extension, slide it through the socket head, and you've just made a T-handle. So this is a little bit better than the one that came with the Craftsman because this T-handle is kind of short. I mean, you can use an extension, but that's just a lot more pieces to it. So whereas this, you have less pieces and you get your extension on it. If you want to use sockets, you just find your 1/4 inch bit, which I guess it's this one because it has the ball on it with the indent. And yes, it doesn't have the sockets, so you would have to have that as extra sockets. But I don't think that's really a detriment. You just pick, so you just pick one up, slide it on, and use it as a T-handle, which you get a lot more leverage when you do it this way. And if you wanted to make it a 90-degree, you've got, you just take it, add it to the extension, and again, you got a 90-degree with an extension on it. So this was what I saw that really interested me on that other unit that I saw online but could never find, was the way it made this T-handle set. And I hadn't seen it on any other type set until the Icon started advertising this about 4 or 5 months ago, I think, is when I started really seeing it. Now, the other thing, I think this is even an upgrade to the other unit, which I didn't even realize until after I got it, is this has a flexible head. So you push this button up here, and you can turn it 90 degrees. I think this is very beneficial to socket wrenches nowadays. That is an upgrade to the old style where you only have 90 degrees. So if you're in a tight spot and you need to change the angle, you can just do that, and it can go in multiple different angles and you can get it. So that's kind of a neat addition to this. It actually makes this kit even better than the one I saw online. It actually has different locking. I don't know if you can see the ridges down in there. You can lock it at different angles that you want. It doesn't have to be at 90 degrees or 0 degrees. So when I saw this, I think this is why I said it was a progression, going from my old school socket 1/4 inch set to this. Now this, let's take a look at some of the other items that come with it. So you get the extension, you get the socket, and then you get a bit different bits. Pretty so much like the WEA, that you have the different star bits, you got Allen bits, and then you got your drives. So the only thing missing from this is 1/4" sockets, which, I mean, I've got plenty of them, or you can even find a little set you can add to it. This socket right here is what makes this kit versatile and a lot more useful than all the others combined. And I think this is going to be my go-to 1/4" socket that I will be using from now on. So let me know in the comments down below if you think this is the new generation of 1/4" sockets to use, or if you found another one, or if you like the old style. I'd love to hear your comments below. Again, if you want to check out those other videos that we talked about, look in the video description below and there'll be links to those. I think they'll be very interesting and entertaining. But I'm finally happy my quest is over. I've got my Ratchet, and it's actually even better than what I originally was searching for. So I'll definitely use this from now on. I hope your quest for new tools is as successful as mine. Till next time. And if you'd like to see more videos like the one that you just saw, you can check here and here. And remember the ABCs of making. Always be creating. Till next time.